Just as a reset, I'm Greg Gannon of the Baltimore Gannons, painter of signs and murals, and I do these vlogs to show you what I do, show you what I'm capable of, kind of as an advertisement for my business, and it has become kind of a hobby. Here is my vlogging setup. Now, I'm in a painty van. It's a Ford Econoline from 2004. It's old enough, it's well old enough to drink. And the great thing about a van that's old like this is I don't mind banging a couple of wood screws. Actually, I use drywall screws, they're cheaper, into this piece. You might call it the dashboard, but it's not a dashboard. We call it a doghouse. It covers up the backside of the motor. And I could always replace it. I could even upgrade it. These cup holders are actually kind of small. I can get 2 regular sized cups, not a big gulp or anything, into here. And then there's these small cup holders, which I don't know what they're for. I mean, you could put a child-sized drink into these, but enough about cup holders. Let's look at this setup. This is the very first piece of camera equipment, iPhoneography equipment I ever bought. It came with a little ball head right here so that I could attach an iPhone and I could take videos just, easily clamp it to something while I was painting. But it's really bad for videography because look at all the bounce it has on it. All you have to do is walk by and then your whole picture starts to wiggle like that. I've repurposed it as a mic holder. So that's the very first piece of equipment. This thing is long enough that I can position it right in front of my mouth and close mic. I'm going to plug it in now. Now we're on the slightly less expensive Boya version of the Rode Video Micro. You could look that up. It's a great value. This sort of microphone can plug right into your camera or right into your action camera with an adapter, and it gets good sound. It's directional too, so if you need to, you can point the camera in whatever direction you want the camera to be and point the mic at you if you're talking, or whoever's talking, whatever's making a sound that you want to capture, and they work great. They're kind of directional. There's not a lot of proximity effect on this microphone, so you can be a few feet away from it and it's still pretty effective. It's better if you're up close, but you run the risk of clipping unless you set the gain down. So you're in that whole gain territory. You've got to guess at how loud the scene is going to be and set the levels appropriately. If you set it too low, then you have to raise the volume when you're editing, and it can be kind of hissy, and then you end up with too much of your surrounding whatever. You don't care. So that's the first thing on the vlog setup. After I bought this thing, then I bought a couple of tripods and some other small doohickeys, but this is the best one. This is the single most important piece of vlogging technology for a tradie like me. This thing can clamp on just about anywhere, and this is the whole point of making this wooden rail that goes right here. It has a loosening ball head clamp thing right here, so I can point it anywhere. You can attach this to a ladder or a scaffold or a lift. I've done all of those and it works really well. And I've paired that with a video pan head, which was made by Neewer or something. I swear I got this for like $22 and it's the best one ever. It came with this great tripod and this great video pan head, which I can tilt forward or back. It has a built-in iPhone holder or phone holder. You loosen that one and you can pan that way or that way. When I'm driving, my face can appear in this tiny backseat mirror that I've placed here. And I can shoot for YouTube or Instagram, whatever I feel like doing that day. This is the best piece of tech. And if I could recommend one thing to any other tradie vloggers or muralist, it would be this, because there's almost always something around that you can clamp this onto. It widens up to like 2 1/4 inches or something, and it can grab a pipe or something flat really well. Okay, and the next thing, I haven't quite figured this bit out yet. My condenser mic, which is a mic that will plug into this camera, works really well with this camera. I now have 2 condenser mics. The first one I got kind of sounds the best, but it gets a lot of handling noise, so when I move my hand around on the mic or when it's bouncing around in the van here, you hear a lot of that. It sounds just like banging, and it makes it hard to hear my voice. So I got a slightly better one. It's also a Boya microphone. It's the Boya BY-HM2. Very nice microphone. I mean, the sound on it is kind of more flat and less like a radio DJ than the first one I got by Ceramonic. So I'm trying to figure out a way to use both. And I'm actually planning for a third, much more expensive microphone system. So stay tuned for that. You know, like and subscribe. Most of my content is about painting, but then there's also some of this. I guess I will mount it and then I'll plug it in and use it from the other side of the van, which I'm only on this side of the van because this is my good side. I'm a little handsomer on this side of my face. This is a cheap Gooseneck mic holder. Not the best thing, and it came with a little finger tightening nut that should tighten onto one of these guys, but it doesn't hold very well at all. So I've taken the thumb screw out and I've paired it with a spring clamp. If you're also a tradie, you'll know that a lot of these spring clamps are kind of weak. This was the strongest spring clamp I had. I don't think I even bought it. I think that came in a used toolbox that I bought. So there is my mic holder. I'm going to switch sides. Here we are, now we're on it. If I was driving, this microphone would be picking up a little bit of background noise, but it's not. I could get closer, I could lean in, and then I would sound a little bit more like a radio DJ or something. I would sound a little more official. People just kind of believe you when you sound this way. That's it though, that's the entire vlogging setup. From what I've found so far, my wood railing actually needs to be another 2 inches taller, just so I can get a better vantage point out the window and out the windshield. And another great thing about it, it doesn't block my side view mirror. I have a clean line of sight to the side view mirror. And this is all hands-free. That's the idea. I love using this Clampy mount up here on the A column. That gets a good shot of me from my good side, not like this. This bit that I have my mirror clamped to, that's another action cam mount or iPhone mount. I could just stick whatever it is I'm using on there. That gets really nice, like POV shots for the van. But again, with a mic like this, you've got to guess what kind of gain setting you need. You've got to set the gain. I lowered the gain to -4 in my action camera so that it doesn't clip. You know, when you get digital clipping, it sounds terrible. It's not like when someone's too loud on a microphone and you get momentary hiss, because the action cameras and the phones, they ruin the entire clip. You're going to see how I spilled my dirty Dr. Pepper. I was pretty excited at McDonald's to try the dirty Dr. Pepper. It's basically just a little hint of a root beer float flavor. They put a little bit of cream foam into your Dr. Pepper. But my vlogging rig like snagged it. You know, I was lifting it out of this cup holder, it went blam, and it proved to be like it truly dirty in like more ways than one. Another thing I have here is I just like to have my old-fashioned thermometer. As you can see, it's the mercury's climbed up to 100 degrees in the van today. Subscribe if you want to see more of my jacked up vlogging setup, because I'm going to stick with it. Wood's going to get taller. There's going to be real vistas of Baltimore. You won't believe how pretty it is. I'm taking some shots with another camera I could throw in right here. It's a little gimbal camera, kind of an old-fashioned one, but I think that the slow motion is better than it should really be. Leave a comment if you want to know what camera it is or what microphones. Again, I'll answer you. All right, I'm going to get back to work. I got to get the roof rack off of this van so that I can fit into parking garages again. Most of my work is in parking garages. And I actually have been kind of planning just like a videography trip downtown to go into a couple of parking garages that are situated in really grimy parts of the city. And from there, you can see some really great old signs, some ghost signs.